Boogeyman band coming round the bend. Is Boogeyman band. Is Boogeyman band.
My fellow Fright Fiends, and thanks so much for dropping by the Horror Zone. I hope everyone's doing well. Today's video is going to be a horror movie review. This is a review that I've been wanting to do for a while. I picked this movie up about, I'm going to say, a little over a month ago. And this is one that I've always wanted to get. It's always one that I've wanted to watch all the way through. I've seen bits and pieces of it over the years, but never really just fully immersed myself into this. This is Steven Spielberg's feature-length film debut. He had done, smaller projects before this. This was a television movie that aired in 1971, on November the 13th of 1971, and that is Duel. This was one that, I love these types of movies. Of course, in recent times we've had movies like Jeepers Creepers, Joyride, movies that borrowed elements from this film pretty heavily. And I've always wanted to give this one a watch. And yeah, this is one that I never had watched all the way through, so I was really happy to pick this one up when I did. This is the collector's edition of the film. It has a lot of really cool special features. I did watch the one talking with Spielberg on making the film. At the time that I watched this, I didn't realize that Richard Matheson was the one that came up with the short story and wrote the teleplay for this. Of course, Richard Matheson is known for his novel like I Am Legend. He's also written the novel Stir of Echoes. He's been involved in lots of Twilight Zone episodes from the Rod Serling Twilight Zone. Just an amazing talent, and I thought it was really awesome that he was the one that wrote this, based on a real-life experience where he was antagonized a truck driver that was tailgating him on 11/22/63, which was the day that John F. Kennedy was assassinated. The plot for Duel revolves around a business commuter who is pursued and terrorized by the malevolent driver of a massive tractor trailer. In the cast, you have Dennis Weaver as David Mann, you have Jacqueline Scott as Mrs. Mann, Eddie Firestone as the cafe owner, Lou Frizzle as the bus driver, and Carrie Laughlin as the truck driver. The screenplay was done by Richard Matheson based on his short story, and the movie was directed by Steven Spielberg. Some trivia on the film: there's conflicting reports of how long it took the film to shoot. Some say it was shot in 12 days, while others say 16. Multiple license plates on the front bumper of the truck suggested that the truck driver is a serial killer who ran down other drivers in different states. Dennis Weaver's role in Orson Welles' film Touch of Evil is what convinced Spielberg that he would be perfect for the role of David Mann. Spielberg wanted David Mann's car to be red so that it would stand out in the wide shots of the desert highway. Stunt driver Carrie Laughlin, who played the trucker, may have looked like he was driving at recklessly unsafe speeds when actually he was only going no more than 30 miles an hour. Spielberg, to get the sense of the increased speed, borrowed the specifically made camera car from the 1968 film Bullet, starring Steve McQueen, which could lower the camera to only 6 inches off the ground. I don't know what it is, but going back and revisiting older films, especially films that were made in like the 70s and 80s, I find that they're so effective still to this day. Duel is an amazing film. I was blown away watching it. Dennis Weaver is so great in the film as David Mann. You really just understand what he's going through, that he really hasn't done anything to justify why this trucker is going after him and pursuing him and taunting him. And it's really terrifying because I think one of the strengths of the film is that you never see the trucker. You'll see his arm or his silhouette. In one scene you see like his legs and his shoes, like his boots, because he's checking the tire pressure on the truck, but you never see actor Carrie Laughlin full frame. And I think that's really effective. But just putting myself in the character of David Mann's situation, where he's really just, he's going to a business meeting. He kind of just, he gets stuck behind this truck on this really quiet, lonely highway, decides to go around him, and that's sort of what sets off the chain of events where the trucker just starts pursuing him and taunting him. Starts off as little things here and there, where the truck will just get in front of him or will, stalk him outside of a restaurant. But then it just becomes more and more aggressive, and you realize that this trucker is really out to kill David Mann and is getting glee out of tormenting this poor businessman. I really like Dennis Weaver in the role of David Mann. You really understand what he's going through. It's the internal monologues he has where he's going over like what's going on and why is this happening. And you know, there's a scene in the restaurant where he thinks the trucker is there and he's trying to pick out from all of the different bar patrons. One could be the trucker, and should he go up and just sort of try to smooth things over so that this whole torment that he's going through will stop. Also terrific action in it. I love the practical chase scenes. The truck is just enormous, and it really does, you know, echo things that we would see in Jaws like 4 years later. I mean, you really got the sense of building tension, and that's something Spielberg has always been really good at, and he does it amazingly in this film. If you haven't seen Duel, I definitely recommend it. Fantastic performance by Dennis Weaver, fantastic direction by Spielberg. Can't say enough great things about it. If I had to give Duel a rating on my scale, definitely I would give it 5 skulls. So yeah, that is my review of Duel. Really happy to finally be able to talk about this film. I got a lot more horror movies that I'm going to be checking out and doing reviews on over the next few weeks. So thanks so much everyone for watching. I hope everyone's doing well. I promise I'll talk to you again real soon. Take it easy. Stay scared as always.